it's another move by Aaron Rodgers where he's doing reconnaissance work on the Steelers. First, it was picking to come here. He invited himself to meet with the Steelers, and now it's connecting with DK Metcalf, his number one target, and having a throwing session in Los Angeles. My read on this soap opera right now, as things stand, is that Rodgers is going to end up here, and I'm now trying to figure out what is in it for him or why he does not want to sign the deal right now. Like, what is beneficial for him to not put his name on a piece of paper yet? Like, is it because he does think he wants to sign here, but there's always the off chance the Vikings circle back or something else happens, and so he wants to keep that alive for as long as he can? Or is it he doesn't want to go through some of the off-season minutia, and even though it's quote-unquote voluntary, if he's not technically under contract, he can avoid all of that and then get involved later? Because there's some clips from Tomlin that I'll play in a little bit where not only what he said, but the way he answered the questions made me think that he is at least under the impression Tomlin is acting like Aaron Rodgers is going to be his quarterback.
I don't think that it's the second thing where he doesn't want to go through stuff. I think if he was sufficiently enthusiastic about a team, he would do all that. I think it's the first one. I think it's something that probably happens in like dating situations where if you're dating somebody but it's casual, both sides might be like saying, we don't need to make this serious, because they're both quietly holding out hope that something better comes along.
So he's in the friends with benefits stage with the Steelers right now?
Yeah, and he's just saying, I don't know, maybe we could be, maybe we could be together. But in the back of his mind, he's wondering maybe if there's somebody more desirable who suddenly becomes available.
So, hey, I probably will play football this year. Not 100%, but it's more probable than doubtful.
Exactly.
And so if I'm going to pick a wide receiver to throw with, I know DK Metcalf lives in California. There's a chance I end up playing with him, so why not get the band together?
But the longer he drags this out, the greater the chance is that like somebody... people can get hurt working out all the time. He would then jump on with that team if he thought it was a better landing spot.
It's such a tease. It is the ultimate tease. And,
is it? Wait a minute. Is it, though? Because it would be a tease if he was like an elite-level quarterback dragging this out.
Let me finish my point. I was going to say, this is the ultimate tease, and the chick is just not that hot. She's just not that, dime or 10 or whatever, that you're like, yeah, I know she's playing mind games with me. Yeah, I know she's screwing around with me. Yeah, I know she's probably talking to somebody else on the side, but it's worth it because I've never been with the girl who looks like her or acts like her or does the things she does, so I'm just going to deal with it. He's 41 years old. This is not Pam Anderson from Baywatch. This is Pam Anderson from that movie she was just in a few months ago. I don't know if you guys have seen it, but she's now gone the route. I respect this, actually, where she's like, yeah, I'm not going to play like the plastic surgery arms race anymore.
Yeah, I do respect that.
And I'm not going to like color my hair. I'm not going to put makeup on it. I'm just going to be me. And so
you're saying instead of Pam Anderson from Baywatch, they're getting that Nick Nolte mugshot where his hair's going all over
it's
the
just, place. Yeah, it's just not worth it, man. He's toying with them.
Though, and that's the problem. That's like the whole story here, Pony. It's not worth it. I think even his like supporters would say, yeah, he's not like that guy anymore. But if you're the Steelers, you've made it so where he kind of is for you. And you're going along with this whole
situation. But if
situation.
people, and I know it's different because I think even though you said Ayuk wasn't worth the money, you did think that if you put Ayuk on the Steelers, he was eons better than Van Jefferson and the other schmoes that they had vying for those snaps on the depth chart.
Yes.
In this case, it's not an open shut case. It's not universally thought that Aaron Rodgers makes the Steelers better. It's very much a lightning rod debatable conversation. Mm-hmm. So I don't think people, like everyone was pissed at Ayuk and mad at me as part of that.
Mm-hmm.
But I do think because of the way this has gone down, if he does choose to retire or not play, I actually think people are going to be more pissed at the Steelers than they are Aaron Rodgers.
Because they let themselves be dealt with.
And they let it happen twice in a row. It's like this whole thing about, when you have a job and you've done it for a considerable amount of time, the experiences that don't work out, you're supposed to twist those into positives thinking, all right, well, how do I make sure I don't look like a complete imbecile again here? How do I make sure that what just happened doesn't happen again? And if it with a player who had, like, Ayuk at least is a little bit of an unknown because he's not a public figure like Aaron Rodgers is. So he leaves you at the altar. He's a runaway bride. Well,
but you had no track record of his to make you think he was a flake like that.
Yes, with Aaron Rodgers, you absolutely know that.
The track record is in big flashing marquee lights. It's like, this is what this guy does.
Yeah, there's like a warning.
This.
There's like a siren going off.
This is
boo, boo, beware.
That's nice siren there.
And you're still doing it.
This is what he likes to do. Like, anybody that knows anything about him knows at least this one thing. He likes being front and center and having attention very much on his terms. And they are allowing it again. And I think it makes them look
So is Tomlin really
desperate.
that stupid then? Because he sounds like he's very comfortable with the situation, and it comes off as, and we'll play the audio, it comes off as, I know more than you know. Like, yeah, of course, to the outside world.
I'm privy to things that would change your mind if you knew them.
Exactly. Well, I mean,
I don't think you ever can feel that way with Rodgers, though. I just don't think that there should be an expectation that you really know what's going on in this guy's head. That's the whole point. 5 people or 4 people might know what he's thinking at a given time. The guy who's paying him 7 figures to go on his radio show or his YouTube show, his ESPN show, isn't even one of them, it sounds like. He's got his very close circle of random confidants. And I doubt Tomlin has been allowed into the circle. Tomlin's just the guy who winked at him when he called the timeout.
Well, then that just speaks to how little they thought of everybody else who was available that they've allowed for this to happen then. That he really did not have much respect for Justin Fields' game at all. He was fed up with Russell Wilson. In his defense, I was too. The other free agent crops of quarterback didn't tickle his fancy whatsoever. And the idea of giving up considerable assets and making it worth the Rams' while to trade Matthew Stafford never really interested him enough to do that. Even Geno Smith. You could add Geno Smith for a 3rd-round pick. I'll tell you right now, you put Geno Smith on this team, he's a top 15 quarterback. He either led the league in passing yards last year or was very close. And we know he can get the ball to DK Metcalf.
And he's used to playing behind spotty offensive lines, and he makes it work anyway.
And he wouldn't have broken the bank in terms of how much you had to pay him.
He would have been an exciting guy to watch.
And you're not locked in long-term with him because of the way the contract is structured. I mean, there's a lot of good there. But no, they'd rather wait for Aaron Rodgers to give them the thumbs up here. He probably is saying the things that they want to hear. Or maybe, actually, I can't even say that. Maybe he is saying, yeah, like, this is all good, but I need time, and I'm still going to investigate and do my research on you as an organization. But that's the best. That's the most I can say or the most I can do right now.
Mike's got SOS. He's got shiny object syndrome. Aaron Rodgers is a shiny object still at 41 years old. He's a name. He's a baseball card, and he still has a great arm. He does. I will not denigrate him and say he's completely washed or anything. The arm still plays. The brain still plays when he's like looking at a defense. But Mike's attracted to the name, the shiny object, the fact that it's Aaron Rodgers. He's going to be in the Hall of Fame. He's been there, done that. Mike Love's been there, done that. But you talked about how he got fooled. They got fooled twice in a row with Ayuk and now Rodgers. Like, as far as just they're being played like this. Didn't Mike say a lot of the same things that you would imagine he'd probably say are positives about Rodgers when he was courting Russell Wilson and getting Russell Wilson? He's got experience that you can't teach. He's been to the top of the mountain. He's played in the big games. That's all the stuff that like I value as a coach, and he's a guy that can impart that wisdom and shared experience onto our guys. How did that turn out? So poorly that you rightly didn't want him back. I'll even defend him. You and I both, even though I said I would rather have Fields just because it'd be sort of interesting to see how it progressed. Neither of us thinks Justin Fields is on the verge of some breakout.
No, I don't think so.
But it's just the fact that you are allowing this to drag on the way that it's dragging on that I think from an optics perspective looks pretty ridiculous.
So I'm just detecting from the way you're talking about this that you do not put 2 and 2 together and think that the Metcalf throwing session means that Rodgers is going to sign here.
I still think it's more likely than not that he does. I don't think it makes it like a guarantee. I don't think it's a smoking gun.